Good afternoon, dear partners. Extremely happy to be here this afternoon with all you partners on the eve of Good Friday. So, first of all, I'd like to wish you all happy Easter. If you are taking some time off, I know it's well deserved because every time we speak to our partners, we know that they're working hard at taking care of our mutual customers. We tried as much as possible to take care of you, and I know you guys are doing an amazing job at taking care of our mutual customers. So no further ado, I will start the webinar today. Want to have a conversation on powering your business growth with Microsoft Lighthouse and Sales Advisor. So I think that we've done presentations on Lighthouse before. Maybe by thumbs up, people can tell me if they've heard about Microsoft Lighthouse, and also to see if there's people that are actually listening to me today. So that's always great. Lighthouse, no one, nobody's familiar with Lighthouse, and Sales Advisor. Maybe Sales Advisor is a little newer, so maybe you might not be familiar with Sales Advisor, but Lighthouse is most definitely a platform so that a single pane of glass where you could administer and manage your customers. So in terms of security, we're going to go and fall more into it. But right before I begin, and I just talking about Lighthouse and Sales Advisor, which is this great tool in which you can uh, work on your current customer base and understand exactly what they need. Just a few announcements, and before we begin. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about um, our training to end users. Silbert, there's a lot of partners that are been asking me when is that available. So, if you'd like to offer end training for your own customers, we work with Silbert as one of our partners in training, and you can now go inside of our portal and buy tradings for your customers. So we were giving them, I think, pretty good margins. Depending on your partnership levels, you can get up to 20%, and lots of opportunities to upsell, especially when you think about all these customers that are have been using or trying to use Office 365 or Microsoft 365 over the past few years, and just haven't gotten the best experience because they lack in some training on better understanding how to use the software. We think that Silbert is a terrific partner in training. I've had um, the I've had the opportunity to listen to some of their training, and they're really good. And I think that they have a philosophy of having smaller groups, which makes for a training session which is a lot more dynamic. And there's a lot of people that participate and ask questions. So I think that the offering itself, it's been for the past few weeks, I've been people asking me questions, and they'd love to get their customers trained on all these new features of Microsoft 365. I haven't had the opportunity to have the discussion with them about the Copilot, but I'm sure that it's in the works. So I'll let you know when they're offering specific training on that. So this is training for your end customers. Talking about training, we also have some big news. If you're not aware, we have a YouTube channel now, where you can actually go see some of the webinars that we've given out, or if you've been fortunate enough to be in one of our excellence program sessions, regardless, we're talking about Microsoft 365 or Azure. So these sessions, multiple hour training sessions, are now available on our YouTube channel. I think that the internal team is making an amazing job at making this content available very fast. So if you have an opportunity, check it out. There's new stuff every week on there, so stay tuned. You're going to be able to have a great experience looking at all these different videos. So obviously, some of the content is in French, but most of the content is in English as well. So, um, opportunities and what happens beyond acquisition. So, interesting thing when Microsoft has decided to change the billing model and went to NCE, we actually have a new motion, which is, I guess, natural. You can take, Uh, it's new to us, and it's after we've acquired the customers, understanding that a year from that time, the NCE contract is at new renewal. So the thing is when the customer is actually looking at and you're having a discussion of renewal, they're starting to think about the relationship itself. So there's a motion which we can actually be proactive of having the conversation with customer. After the first year, what's very interesting is actually understanding how you can bring more value to the customer. So you're actually building up this muscle in which you're having reoccurring conversations with customers on and making sure that they're happy so that you continue having them as customers. I don't think that it was apparent when we were having the reflection of having the contract itself, right? But now it's really has changed when you really think about it. Every time that the contract is at renewal, you now have the opportunity of having or hardening your relationship and making sure you stay close to the customer because it's an inflection point, right? At that time, the customer might be having conversations with other people and looking at the market and also seeing if there's other, um, if there's better pricing out there. And I think that we need to be aware of these things so that we're able to have the conversation prior to the customer starting to look around. Maximizing the managed service opportunity. Most of the customers, close to 60% of the customers are actually value having a managed services contract and relationship with their partner. But yet, um, through some studies, and I see, Microsoft is really big on that. Only 1/4 of the customers themselves actually have managed services attached. Now, yesterday I was giving out a training to to partners, and it's not often enough that we have the opportunity to have discussion with a large group of partners and asking them questions. And we're asking partners, hey, do you have an I asked a broad question, who offers managed services? And most of the partners actually raised their hand. There was around 20 partners there. And what they were saying is that not only were they offering managed services, but some of them were offering break fix, but it's really a mix, right? What they were saying is that they have quite a few number of customers that they do have managed services, and some of them that they're still on a break fix model. What really the discussion is well, one of the question I have for you is why. One of the questions is why, and maybe some of you are going to tell me that some of your customers are you're just not ready, they're not ripe for that because they went to, but the opportunity is still there. When you think about of this number here, and it's a 60%, so the number should be, a little more than, you know, two, even closer to three customers should, have managed services, you know, have some managed services attached to their contract. And essentially what Microsoft is saying is that the value of selling there's not much value in terms of just selling and reselling licenses. You actually want to have a comprehensive offering in which you're going to be included into the license or be included in the pricing, but you're offering some type of support and some type of maintenance for your customers. And that's where the customer derive a lot more value there. And to be able to do that, Microsoft has Microsoft 365 Lighthouse, which give you really, when you think about it, three different things. The ability to better understand your customers, right? Because you get a 360 view of the customer. in regarding of their health, their security, and also their needs. And then you're able to deliver consistency because with that single piece of glass, you're able to standardize maybe the way that you've elaborated your security practice and some of the um, baselines that you've actually decided to offer. And having these, you're now able to consistently standardize, one or many of your customers, depending on exactly what you're trying to accomplish, and do that baseline and apply that to your customer bases. And also operate at scale. So I talk about the single pane of glass is the ability to do this not just one customer at the time, but actually do this for multiple customers. So what are some of the challenges that you have as an MSP? Well, obviously it's people, right? People being able to employees that being able to proactively engage with customers. Unfortunately, I have sometimes these discussions with partners, and they're saying, yeah, there's this customer that has this need, and so on and so forth. And a lot of the opportunities that the partners have actually come from the customers themselves. So I have one partner that I went and visited the partner a few months ago, or just about a month ago, and they were telling me that, hey, the day that Copilot came out, they were knocking on that partner's door to say, I need it now. So when you really think about it, a lot of the needs that our customers have are, the customers raising their hands and says, I want this, I need this. So what if, we'd have the opportunity, even with the little number of, even with the employees that we have now, which is in most cases, we could use more help, right? But the ability to understand what the customer's needs are and not having to have someone always have that discussion, but having a tool that enables us to know exactly what this customer needs. Obviously, the lack of insight in terms of your customer profile, understanding exactly what the customer, when I grew my MSP and at a certain size, you're not initially aware, you don't have a personal relationship with every single one of your customers. And what happens is easy. You tend to lose a little bit of focus and understanding exactly what that particular customer requires. And you don't have insight into their needs. And obviously, and last but not least, the ability of having a consistent baseline and understanding exactly if I do this type of configuration, I can replicate the configuration to all your customers. And that's part of how I was able, when I was an MSP, to leverage the expertise and because we would have the same environment. So that made it easier for us to support and give good service to our customers. So when you think about Microsoft 365 Lighthouse, it's been out there for a few years now, and it really started as a solution, which was fairly simple when you think about it, is something that partners would ask for a long time is how am I going to use a certain solution to be able to manage security services for my customers. And Microsoft provided that solution back in 2021, and it was really for techs, technician side of the business, the operation side of the business, and they later added on some productivity to it, to the ability to manage, some common tasks that would be able to be applied through a single pane of glass. And in FY24, they added account management through Sales Advisor. If you've heard of Project Orland, it was a previous version, or I guess the preview version of Sales Advisor, giving you the ability to manage your go-to-market activities and your Microsoft 365 licensing. And this is just the beginning. It's a tool in which Microsoft investing a lot, and I really think that they're going to be adding multiple new features, and we're going to be able to do amazing stuff. Sometimes I like to describe it as a poor man's RMM, and I think that we're going to be talking about a few features of that. So When you think about Microsoft 365, Lighthouse, first and foremost, it's AI powered. So a lot of the information you're going to find there is, through AI. It's simple to use, not complex. Some of the tools, the RMM tools, it takes, doctorate degree to be able to understand how to use this in script. Here we're really talking about just leveraging, a simple interface and be able to do some pretty powerful stuff there. So you can use it to do proactive account management. It's the reason why we're here today. Onboarding, do some configuration, user device and data protection and also monitoring and alerts. So better understanding, some of the core things that you can do is better understand your customers, do this at scale, and also, consistency, because you're able to apply these things not on a customer by customer basis, but for all, multiple customers. So with your sales advisor, you're able to manage your relationship, understanding when you have renewals. Also review some of the license changes that are done between in cancellation window. If you see some of the things here which have an asterisk to it, are there features that are either are going to be released or just been released? And I think one of the interesting things is if you have customers that have been on trial. Maybe you've got a business, a business premium trial, or you have a Teams phone trial. I see a lot of partners that are taking advantage of that, putting their customers on trial. You can manage the renewal, well, the not the conversion from the trial to the production. So great tool to be able to sales tool to be able to do that. Also, leveraging technologies such as GDAP, to be able to grant, specific access, uh, through resources, as well as, just doing normal and regular tasks across tenants instead of, going and logging into every tenant to be able to do so. Again, we're talking about here efficient tenant configuration. uh, being able to, have some reporting, um, see if people are customers are compliant to specific things, and use this tool to be able to protect your customers, right? So you've got your single pane of glass to be able to monitor and act on quarantined emails. Look at maybe exposure or secure score throughout the depending on the tenant themselves, and deliver, specific compliance on the devices. I know that today there's a bunch of people that are, you know, using bring your own device to be able to do those things. One of the key features that I found that that's now available with and with your Lighthouse is the fact that it can connect to your PSA. If you're not familiar what PSAs are, is essentially it's your professional service automation system. So if you're using, ConnectWise, an Autotask, a Synchro MSP, even our own, which is Ninja One. So you have there the ability to, create tickets, manage customer contracts, and, put all that information right there. So it can pull it out of your Lighthouse and showcase it directly into your PSA. So what's new in the last 90 days for Lighthouse? So you now have the ability to manage all your customers, and we're going to talk about that. Your sales advisor is now part of Lighthouse. Used to be it's used to be in the partner admin portal, and now it's within. You're able to manage your transition from DAP to GDAP. You're able to also not manage, but leverage it to be able to create deployment plans, making sure that you view and you can create your own personalized baseline on that, and the ability to create, I mentioned that, and the alert and notifications. So rule-based alerts and bring insights directly into your PSA. So here, I'm gonna do. Well, I was planning on doing a demo, but we don't have as IP or indirect provider or a distributor, if you want a cloud distributor, we don't have access to this. And one of the things that we hopefully we'd like Microsoft to give us the access to. Right now, it's not possible. So I have a short little videos that I can share with you that explains exactly what it does because we don't have access to the platform. So bear with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and share that video. I think it's a good little explanation. It's just a few minutes to be able to do so. Okay, got the video here. Let me put this in motion. Wait, we share audio here. And just a little thumbs up if you hear the sound.
Let me walk you through the experience and show you some amazing features on Sales Advisor. First, you will see the homepage for Microsoft 365 Lighthouse. On this page, your users will get a view into the relevant insights and alerts across their customer base. In the lower right card, you can see the Sales Advisor card is now added to the home screen, giving you insights into your opportunities. You will also see Sales Advisor is now added to the left-hand navigation. Let's explore further. You can quickly see how many of your customers have been identified to help you understand how the opportunities span across the customer lifecycle, including acquisition, retention, and growth. On the lower portion of the screen, you will see your list of customers and their probability. You can also sort by number of seats, product type, and opportunity. We also have a great set of filter capabilities, which allow you to filter by probability, creation date, recommendation title, and product type. Let's start by filtering with growth opportunities with high probability. Now that you've applied your filters, you can choose the customer you want to see additional information for. Let's select Adventure Work Cycles to learn more. Here, our data models are recommending to position business premium to this customer to address their identity and endpoint management needs. You can also see some insights that give us confidence in this recommendation. In this case, you see this customer is using multiple devices or has more than 30% mobile app usage. Customers with similar usage have found value in upgrading to business premium. We also provide a set of suggested actions and marketing content to support your conversations with adventure work cycles. These resources will give you detailed information to guide them towards making an informed decision. While it's good to know what offer to introduce, it's also important to know what the customers is licensed for today and how many seats they have assigned. The subscriptions tab gives more insight into this. You've seen the power of these recommendations so far, but what if you want to export these insights? Many partners want to aggregate this data and use it, for example, in a marketing campaign. With Sales Advisor, you can easily export your recommendations into Excel data format to integrate into your own internal tools. Sales Advisor is continuously improving customer insights and analysis to create opportunities and best practice recommendations. Whether you find these recommendations to be beneficial or not, Sales Advisor gives you the opportunity to provide that feedback. If the recommendation did not hit the mark, please let us know by using the thumbs down button and feedback text box to tell us why. This helps us improve our models and helps us be more accurate over time, making our recommendations more relevant to you as our partners. And now we have one more thing to show you. We've heard how critical it is for partners to manage their renewals. With the upcoming renewals tab, you can view customers with renewals in the next 30, 60, and 90 days. More importantly, you can identify what opportunities exist for these customers, helping you to prepare for your renewal conversations. I trust this demo was helpful to you.
As you can see, it's a very simple platform to be able to use and gather information from. Gives you very pertinent information. If you're asking me where it actually and how it understands how to get this information is through um, artificial intelligence, and it's only the tool is only going to get better. So, what are the requirements for Microsoft Lighthouse? Microsoft 365 Lighthouse, very easy. If you're a partner, you need to be enrolled in the CSP program. Um, well, that's it. Your tenant needs to be enrolled on the CSP. It used to be the tenant that's required. And if you want to understand how your customer can how can you find your customers in your tenant? Well, number one, they need to have at least one Microsoft 365, Office 365, or Exchange Online commercial license or EDU. Um, it's not clear to me if it works for nonprofits. So I would it's something that we'd have to look into. Um, it's for small businesses, even though I think that $2,500 encompasses 2,500 users encompasses more than um, small businesses, and the customer tenant and the partner tenant need to reside in the same geographic region. So if you want to be able to manage Canadian tenants, well, you need to be a Canadian partner to be able to do so. Maybe some of you, I don't know if anybody here has heard Cloud Ascent. Us as IT Cloud, it's a product that we've, kind of worked with over the past few years, but it might not be easy to understand what are the differences between, Sales Advisor and Cloud Ascent. So these are two tools that you can use to be able to get more business. Sales Advisor is really a farming engine, if you want, a way to actually understand how you can, garner more business from your existing clientele. And Cloud Ascent actually is a AI tool that gives you information on customers you might have had or potential new customers. So customers, in my understanding, is that they look at customers that you've ever, sold licenses to that might not be doing business with you currently, and you're able to do if I were to compare the two. So sales advisor is really something that you would work, on your warm market. So customers, and Cloud Ascent is, it's closer to, not necessarily cold, but you know, it's not hot. It's maybe cool market in which you can actually devise and see, opportunities there. So that concludes the presentation. So here's the evaluation, the eval, the survey. If you can, gladly tell us what you think about, our presentation. Be very happy to get your feedback. Um, if so, I don't know if there's any questions. I know in the Q&A, just look at the Q&A and see if there's anything. No questions. In the chat, so Majida took the opportunity to share with you the YouTube link and as well as the information regarding the CSP and the information as IT Cloud Academy. So we've got, so if you have any questions on leveraging Microsoft Lighthouse, you can reach out at partners@itcloud.ca. And you can call us at 1-877-374-0228, option 6. And thank you very much. So I think that somebody, oh, thank you, Trevor. Um, as I mentioned before, we're always available. Have a great day, and and also have a happy Easter to everyone. Thank you very much. Bye.